right, I am back in mediocre action. My back's still a little messed up, but we got to get this grass cut because if I just let this go, it's going to get too thick for me to cut, and then I'll have to pull up the bush more. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do that, and then we're going to get into some of these Amur maples that I have stratified, and we'll show you some of that when we come back. And then we're going to pick some wild black raspberries, some of the best berries you can eat. All right, so these are my Mer Maples. I was on site for work one day and I saw these seed on the tree, so I thought I'd grab some and see if I could get them to sprout, and I did. And as you can see, I don't know if that's close enough, but you can see there's a bunch of sprouts in here. Now these are just a decorative maple. You can top them, but these are a really small maple. So what we're going to do right now, before we get into this and find out how many we got, we're going to take these down near my watering where I'm filling up the pond, and we're gonna soak these in first and then we'll plant them. It's a lot easier to do that than put it into dry, and then when you water it just kind of dissipates the dirt a bit and then kind of shows the sprout, and you can have some issues. So let's get down there, dampen this up, and we'll continue to plant these up. Okay, so let's take a look and let's see what we got here. So I soaked these down. I got another little can. We'll water them in as we plug them in, but let's see what we got here. This is I like to keep the dirt though. So yeah, we got quite a few in here. So we're just gonna pick them out just like that. You can see these little sprouts. Poke it in there, and we're just gonna place it in there nice and gentle like, and then we're gonna pack it in just like that, just like that. And that's one done. And I have a skid right here. We're gonna put it down here. I'm not saying I'm a smart guy, but I decided to work in some shade. It's pretty hot today. So yeah, we're just gonna plug all of these in. Real simple like, throw it in, and they'll sprout. Just like that. So you can see. Okay, it turns out we have 11 viable Mer maples, and we're just going to water them in now. So I've already soaked the dirt, or the soil, and I'm going to just give them a little extra water now. And then we're going to go pick some raspberries, some black raspberries. So I got my trusty container here. We're going to be collecting some of these wild black raspberries. Now, if you can get your hands on these things, they're delicious. So as you can see, they just come off just like little raspberries, but they're tiny, and that's okay. My grandmother used to take, and my grandfather used to take my brother and I out to pick these in the wild, and we would just fill up a little old margarine container, which used to be a lot deeper back then, and we would make jam. My grandmother would make jam out of it. It is the most delicious jam you can get. And not only that, but the black raspberry, wild black raspberry, is one of the most nutritious berries you can eat. You can Google that too, because I've looked it up a couple of times just to find out what the best berry is for consumption, and it turns out it's the blackberry. Now, full of vitamins, full of minerals, and I recommend that you get your daily dose if you can. And if you see them out in the wild, you should be picking them. Last week these were red, now they're black, and I'll just give you a little. I cut this whole thing right down to about knee level all the way across, and then cut it inward so that it would go in. Now I've also tip layered, which is one of the best ways to propagate these wild black raspberries. Is they seem to tip over, and what you do is you put them into the ground a little bit in the tip, maybe put a little weight on it, a piece of wood or a little rock, and it will root at that end, and then after a couple of weeks you just come in and snip it and you have two more. So it's just replenishing itself. So let's get at it. I'll show you what my haul is that I'm done, and we'll give you some close-ups here and show you how well they're producing. So as you can see, little black, all those red ones will continue to ripen over the week. You can see these ones are a little bit small. They're not getting enough water, I don't think, but they're also smaller plants. We'll give you smaller berries. Some of these are my mother berries here. And like I said, you can just get right in here and get a little cluster of them, and you just got to move some stuff out of the way and be very careful that you don't prick yourself, because these things hurt. They're sharp and they stick right in you. So let's get to picking. All right, I just finished picking as many as I could, and there'll be more. because there's a lot of red ones still left. And that's just from that one side right there. So that's what, about a pint. This is, I think, a pint and a half. But yeah, as you can see, I'm gonna take these to work tomorrow and let my boys at work have a little taste. And they are yummy though. So good. But that's it for this week. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm jumping in the pool. It's so hot and I think I deserve it. I worked hard today. So you come back next week, we'll make another video, and stay safe until then. Hey Bernie.